Mountain biking protection can be often overlooked and is actually a really important part of the sport. It can be the difference between sitting at home with an injury or out in the trails enjoying yourself. I'm Moynihan. I have been riding, racing and mountain bike video making for over 10 years, and these are my top tips for buying mountain bike protection. Tip number one when buying mountain bike protection is actually pick something that you're going to be willing to wear. There's no point in having a full suit of armour that's really uncomfortable and that you just never want to wear. You're better off having something that's a little bit low profile, fits you well and is comfortable to wear. For example, with a back protector, you could get something with all the bells and whistles protecting from the very bottom of your coccyx right up to your neck, but it's probably going to be really uncomfortable, sweaty, hot, bulky, just not very pleasant to wear, and you'll probably just think, oh, I'm not going to wear that, I'll leave it at home. Whereas you could get a really low profile back protector that literally just covers your spine, is a super comfortable material and just fits like a base layer. And in that case, you're probably more inclined to wear it. So when you do have a crash, yes, you might get scratched ribs, but at least your spine's protected. So for me, that is the absolute most important thing, is have protection that you will wear. Point number two is get the right size. It can be nice and exciting getting a new bike kit, but the last thing you want to do is rush into it and get something that doesn't fit properly. It's always worth going to the bike shop or asking some friends to try their kit on first. Make sure that, for example, your knee pads aren't going to be too big and fall down around your ankles or be too tight and crush your legs, so it's really uncomfortable to ride. Maybe you get chafing and you just generally aren't going to want to wear the protection then. Look out for things that have good adjustability. You can get back protectors that are nice and stretchy and are going to fit properly. You can get helmets that have plenty of adjustability in the closing mechanism, both position and circumference. So get the right size and look out for products with good adjustability. Point number three when choosing mountain bike protection is to take your own experience level into account. You might see a video of Sam Hill riding down the local black run with only an open face helmet, no gloves, no knee pads, nothing on. But it's worth considering that for you, riding that black run might be the same as Sam riding Red Bull Rampage, in which case he most certainly wouldn't have an open face on and no protection. So consider the trail that you're going to be riding, consider your experience level and decide what protection you're going to need. Some people maybe get away with open face helmets and gloves, others maybe on the same trail you're going to need a full face helmet and knee pads, so it's worth taking into account what's best for you. Point number four is to consider the different features and advantages and disadvantages of different protection on the market. For example, when talking about helmets, you get everything in the range from fully light cross-country open face helmets to full face helmets fully committed for downhill. So you need to consider for yourself what features are most important to you for the riding that you're going to be doing. For example, if you want to be at a downhill park or a bike park every weekend, it probably makes sense to have a fully dedicated downhill helmet. If you're going to be doing that once in a blue moon, but mostly riding the woods, you might want to have a convertible full face helmet, so you've got both options available without buying two helmets. Further down the line, if you're going to be racing cross country or doing high-speed trail rides, it's maybe worth having something that cools your head, doesn't sweat too much, but maybe lacks a little bit of protection. You just have to really weigh up the features and decide for yourself. Another thing to look out for here when buying protection, particularly with helmets, is the certification. When you're buying, for example, a convertible full face helmet, some of these are certified to the same level as fully committed downhill helmets, whilst others are significantly less robust. Aside from certifications, look out for features such as MIPS for maximum safety during a crash, and areas like the retention system for maximum comfort and stability. The final point, and most importantly for some, is price and budget. It's worth taking into account the amount you're going to spend on not just your protection but your bike as well. There's no point in having a really nice bike that you never get to ride because you're just lying on the couch injured. So with that in mind, you can look at the market, see what each different type of protection offers to keep you safe. You might choose to spend your money on one area of protection. You might decide that it's most important to keep your head safe and have some more budget gloves and knee pads, or maybe you can decide that you just want to get the very best protection for every part of your body and keep yourself safe and on the bike as much as possible. Another thing to consider when talking about budget is sticking with the theme of helmets. Do you need both an open face helmet and a full face helmet, or can you get away with just one helmet being a convertible full face helmet? A lot of my friends generally ride in the woods, low speed trails, most of the year round in an open face helmet, and then have 1 week in the Alps in the summer. So for them, a convertible full face helmet is absolutely perfect. It can be used as an open face most of the year round at home, and then for the 1 week of the year in the Alps, you just bolt the chin piece on and you've got your full face helmet without having a spare helmet lying on the shelf collecting dust the rest of the year. I personally had a terrible crash this summer which looked like my helmet had been thumped by a sledgehammer repeatedly. Let us know in the comments the most gruesome crashes you've had where your protection and body armour has saved you, and like and subscribe for more.